Write a query to display the last name and hire date of any employee in the same department as SWOT key. Exclude SWOT key. Select last name, hire date from employees where department ID is equal to select department ID from employees where last name is equal to SWOT key. So this inner query will select the department ID of the people with last name SWOT key, and then that will get assigned to this department ID. And in the outer query, you are selecting the last name and hire date from employees where department ID is equal to the result of this inner query. This will include SWOT key as well. So we have to add one more line saying and last name is not equal to SWOT key. This is the required output. Create a query to display the employee numbers and last names of all employees who earn more than the average salary. Sort the results in descending order of salary. Select employee ID, last name from employees where salary is greater than select average of salary from employees. So this inner query will select the average salary and that will get compared with the salary in the outer query. If the salary is greater than the average salary that was calculated inside, then the employee ID and last name will be selected. Let me print salary as well. We have to sort the results in descending order of salary. Order by salary DESC. Now the salary is arranged in descending order. Write a query that displays the employee numbers and last names of all employees who work in a department with any employee whose last name contains a character U. They are asking to list the employees who share the department with the employee whose last name contains U. Select employee ID, last name from employees where department ID in. Select department ID from employees where last name like %U %. There can be any number of characters after and before the character U. This will select the department IDs of employees whose last name contains U. Selecting these employee details from employees where department ID matches with the department ID of the people with last name which contains the character U. This is the required output. These employees share the department ID with the people whose last name contains U. Display the last name, department number and job ID of all employees whose department location ID is 1700. Select last name, department ID, job ID from employees where department ID in. Select department ID from departments where location ID is 1700. This inner query returns the department ID with location ID is equal to 1770. This will be from the departments table and that value is matched with department ID in the employees table here, and you are selecting the last name, department ID and job ID. This is the output. Location ID is a column in the departments table. So from here you can filter the location IDs, and coming to the outer query, columns from the employees table. Department ID is like a common column here. Display the last name and salary of every employee who reports to King. Select last name, salary from employees where manager ID is equal to. Select employee ID from employees where last name is equal to King. Manager is also an employee. So in this inner query, you are getting the employee ID of the manager whose last name is King. This will be in employees table, and that employee ID is matched with the manager ID here. In the outer query, you are selecting the employee details like last name and salary from the same employees table. There seems to be multiple last names equal to King. So we can do one thing, manager ID in this subquery. Many people might have last name as King. So all those employee IDs will be returned and matched with the manager ID. This is the output. Display the department number, last name and job ID for every employee in the executive department. Select department ID, last name, job ID from employees where department ID in. Select department ID from departments where department name is equal to executive. This inner query will give us the department ID of the executive department from departments table, and that department ID is matched here. This is the output. Display the employee numbers, last names and salaries of all employees who earn more than the average salary and who work in a department with any employee with a U in their name. Select employee ID, last name, salary from employees where department ID in. Select department ID from employees where last name like %U percentage and salary greater than. Select average salary from employees. You're basically combining two conditions here. One is to select the department ID of people with last name containing U, and also the salary must be greater than the average salary. These are the two different subqueries inside where clause. This is the output.